The Brewers had many good performers, particularly on the pitching side this year in their organization. So we here at Brewer Fanatic tried to boil it down to one good starting pitcher and one good reliever to win our reliever and our starting pitchers of the year. And those awards went to Casey Hunt on the starting pitching side and Craig Yoho on the reliever side. Now, Hunt is a relatively unknown name, even among Brewers fans, whereas Yoho is a little bit more well known because he got all the way up to AAA. But we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about both today. Hunt was an undrafted free agent signed in 2023 by the Brewers. He was actually drafted in 2022 by Pittsburgh, fittingly, because his name stands for Kyle Clemente. But he didn't sign and went back to Mississippi State for the spring. He had an 8.54 ERA and 33 walks in 39 innings. And as a result, he went undrafted. Now, the Brewers picked him up after seeing him pitch well in the Cape Cod League as a closer. And that's the role that they initially started him in. Both last year, he threw a few innings in rookie ball, and then this year where he started in Carolina. Instead of sticking in the bullpen the whole year, they decided they could try him out in the rotation. And he found great success there. 2.03 ERA across 102 innings across the whole year, mostly as a starter. 139 strikeouts, 25 walks, and a .931 whip across those three levels. And even if you say, well, maybe he just dominated the lower levels of the minor leagues, well, he found the same success in Biloxi. 39 strikeouts, 2.20 ERA in 32 and 2/3 innings in Double-A. He's got a fastball that's about 92, 93 miles an hour, tight 83 to 86 mile an hour gyro slider, meaning it breaks more vertically than laterally. He's got a big breaking curveball and then a changeup in the upper 80s. So he's got that four-pitch starter's arsenal, and the command was not there to be a starter in college and before he got to the minors this year. But then this year, the command was there. He kept the walks down, and that's going to be the key to him being a starter in the big leagues, is that command. We could see him next year already, depending on how desperate the Brewers are for arms and depending on whether or not he continues this trajectory into the major leagues. Craig Yoho is someone who was talked about more because he had a chance of making his big league debut late last year. Of course, he didn't, and he spent the rest of the year in AAA when there were some of those rumors circling. But 57 and 2/3 innings across three levels, Wisconsin, Biloxi, and Nashville, working from high A all the way up to AAA at a .94 ERA and a .94 whip. 15.8 strikeouts per nine, so really dominated in every way as a reliever. Last year, he battled injuries. He hasn't, prior to the year, he hasn't always been as effective as this, so that's why he's in a bullpen spot and not in a starting spot. His fastball doesn't necessarily stand out, 91 to 93 miles per hour, and he does that with some sink, but it's the changeup that's the difference maker for Yoho. Yoho was getting over 50% swing and misses on the changeup in Biloxi last year. He's got a sweeping slider also in the mid to upper 70s. That is a pretty good pitch for him. In Biloxi, 46 strikeouts in 23 innings. So he was striking out 2 batters per inning on average. So an excellent year for Yoho, and we could see him even maybe in the Brewers opening day bullpen. He's somebody that is a little bit on the older side for a prospect, but of course had excellent success in 2024. Rounding out the starters and the relievers in the awards voting, the top 5 starters after Hunt were Logan Henderson, Chad Patrick, Shane Smith, and Jacob Mizorowski. And the other 2 relievers in our top 3 for relievers, Sam Gardner and Kevin Herget, who was in the big league bullpen at times in 2024. So again, Casey Hunt, Brewer Fanatic's minor league starting pitcher of the year. Craig Yoho, Brewer Fanatic's minor league relief pitcher of the year. The 2 of them having phenomenal 2024 seasons.